The search warrant that I mentioned earlier in Bandy Luca, we came away from there with 2 military trucks, 2 4-ton trucks full of documents. And we brought them all back to The Hague. And we had a team of military analysts accompanied with a language assistant who literally sat there with a box next to their desk, and they picked out document after document. We had registered in advance which office in that building the documents came from, and even which cabinet and which shelf on the cabinet. So if it came from the operations office, you knew what they were going to be about. If it came from the logistics office or the communications office or the medical office, you already knew what they were going to be about. But they were picking out these documents and reading through them and making a basic note of where and when and who it was about. We didn't find any smoking gun documents. You know, there wasn't a signed order from Radovan Karadzic saying kill all the Muslims. There wasn't. But for example, we found so many documents relating to the issuance of diesel fuel to military vehicles in and around Srebrenica in eastern Bosnia in the summer of 1995. Diggers or transport vehicles that on a daily basis had left their headquarters in Zvornik or Bijeljina or wherever it may have been, and come back at the end of the day and registered their mileage, how many miles they'd driven, and how many litres of diesel they needed to refill the tank. So when our investigators were looking at the massacres that had taken place around Srebrenica and the grave sites and the locations of the military units that were involved, and then they looked at the logbooks and they could say that on every day this digger had driven 57 kilometres from that brigade logistics depot, 57 kilometres to somewhere and come back again. Well, look, that mass grave is exactly 27.5 kilometres from that base. And we, from other intelligence, know that brigade was involved in that execution. Now, can you think of anything less sexy from a military intelligence point of view than how many kilometres a digger has driven? But when you've got all these little bits and pieces and you put them together, then suddenly you make a very, very compelling story. And indeed, it was compelling enough to convict General Krstić of genocide. The first time that had ever been done. And it's based upon that kind of nitty-gritty detail.